This is Speak Up. I am Sandra Schulte. Welcome back to our show. I am very happy to have Molly Heron with us today. In these stressful times, I thought it would be helpful for us to know how to unwind when we feel the need. For that reason, I have invited yoga therapist and teacher Molly Heron to show us how we can help ourselves relax more. Molly has brought several students with her who will be following her demonstration off camera. You can pull up a chair and follow along with Molly and her students to see how well what she's doing works for you. Now I wish to tell you something about Molly Heron. Molly's accomplishments are many. She's been practicing yoga for 46 years and teaching it for over 20 years. In 2017, she became a yoga therapist, certified to teach all levels of yoga, meditation, and breathing exercises. She's taught both nationally and internationally. She's taught employees at Lifetime Television, and she's been a wellness educator for Humana Health Insurance Company, to mention a few. She's also taught Hatha yoga, meditation, and stress management at businesses, private residences, spas, and yoga. She teaches people of all ages and body types and levels of fitness. Molly's mantra is, if you can think, breathe, and move, you can do yoga. So, let's take a chair and do what Molly and her students are doing. I give you Molly.
Thank you very much, Sandra, and thank you for having me here. I am also wanting to thank our viewers at home as well as those in the audience. My goal is for everybody to learn a little something, and maybe you take just one thing away. Sometimes if you try and remember everything, you come away with nothing. So I hope everybody will take one technique that will bring to them less stress. Maybe we can't take it down all the way, but we can dial it down a little bit at a time. One of the techniques that I'll be teaching is breathing exercises that can help relax us, some gentle movement, a little bit of meditation, and a guided visualization, which is a muscle relaxation. I do want to stress, not the word I would want to use necessarily, but emphasize that if anything doesn't feel right, please don't do it. One of our keys is learning to listen to our body so we can learn how to respond rather than just react from our minds. So let's settle in. One of the ways to feel your body is to connect with where your body is in time and space, and to bring your mind, that thinking mind that does such a good job for us but sometimes gets carried away, to bring that thinking mind to feel your feet. So settle into your chair, maybe even nestle in, and just lift your heels a few times up and down, and maybe the toes. You can even make a little tapping with your feet if you want to get musical. And just let your feet relax. And now just connect, maybe close the eyes and feel, perhaps you notice a little increased circulation there. So often what doesn't feel good gets the headlines. This hurts, that hurts. We get to learn what feels good. So when we notice if something doesn't feel good, we can flip the switch and do a little simple something from yoga techniques to feel better. So feeling your feet, feel your seat, and nestle in. We don't have to be like some of us may have been taught, be still. We'll have a moment to be still when we're practicing meditation, but for now, just have some movement in your chair and just kind of enjoy that sense of the back of the chair, your feet, your seat, and then let yourself be grounded, benefiting from gravity, which keeps us from floating around. Soften the belly now, soften the jaw. We're going to continue with some deep breathing. So if you would bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the upper chest, and breathe through the nose as much as possible, unless you've got some congestion. Inhale through the nose, expand the belly, the ribs, the upper chest rises. Exhaling from the upper chest, ribs relax, and draw the belly a little bit in and up to lift the bottom of the ribs. Inhale, expand from the bottom, the middle to the top, drink in the air. Exhale slowly from the top, the middle, and the bottom. Keep going with a few more of these breaths, always breathing without strain. Let it flow. And know that you're taking in approximately 7 times more oxygen than we normally do, which is so good for our health. But something we can relate to more than that, perhaps, is it slows down the rush of adrenaline. It changes the chemistry in our bodies. Adrenaline slows down, accelerated heart rate calms. There's so many chemical benefits to our deep breathing. And science backs this up for us. Have one more deep breath in and out through the nose. And slowly let it go. Good. And release your hands and just notice how this feels. So we take pauses after each thing we do so we have a chance to register rather than one thing to the next. It's like the pause that refreshes. So we're going to see what stress breathing is, and we all do it, and it's a helpful thing that our systems know how to do. Bring a hand to the upper chest, in and out of the mouth. Imagine a saber-toothed tiger coming down the hill. And soften. Good. And now just take a deep breath in and out through the nose again, as we've just been practicing. So that stress breath, it's great to get us out of danger. You can relax your hands down if you like. It's great to get us out of danger because we need all our chemistry to be engaged to get out of trouble so we can survive, so we can run or flee. Fight or flight. Many of you have heard of this. So the thing that's fascinating, maybe if this is your one takeaway, is that the mind doesn't know the difference between, oh my gosh, I'm late. I have to get somewhere. I have to get to dinner with some friends, this lovely event. And we don't realize that we're chemically asking the body to get us out of danger. The body doesn't know the difference. The mind, just thinks this is stressful, this is stressful. So we can start to notice our breathing and hear it in others as well. You may notice sometimes other people like, oh my gosh, I forgot this. Let that be a trigger for you to have a deep breath. So let's have a few more deep breaths in and out through the nose. And you'll notice it exercises the respiratory system. So we'll take just a gentle breath in and out of the mouth just to feel how our lungs and respiratory system works. So just gentle breath in and out of the mouth. It's quite dry. We're taking in all the particulates that are around us, so it doesn't filter. And the respiratory system gets minimum exercise. Now we're going to take a deep breath in and out through the nose. Go ahead. Requires a little more effort, but you can feel like, oh, I am working my respiratory system. So as we develop a habit of deep breathing whenever we can remember and think of it, we're going to automatically change, like flip the switch, change the chemistry in our body and feel better. Maybe we won't go from, being a 10 on the stress level to a 0, but we can take it down a notch or two, and it really, over time, has a powerful impact. So we can have this tool to change our lives. Also, watching animals, babies, watch them breathe. And when you do, like, oh, have a nice breath yourself. It's so helpful for us. So we're going to do some movement now, and we'll synchronize breath with it. But if that feels like it's too confusing, especially if you're newer to these techniques. Just stay with the movement. Keep everything easeful. One of our goals in yoga is finding easeful effort rather than, what's it called, white knuckling? Or notice when we're white knuckling so we can oh, I don't have to have that much effort. Let's come more toward the front of our chairs. Feet are about hip distance apart. Make sure you feel stable on your chair. Give a little rock. Make sure you're stable. Feel the feet. Feel the seat. Shrug your shoulders up toward the ears like you're wearing earrings. Imagine I'm cutting a string and drop. Good. Shrug them up. Oh gosh, the stress of the world, it's too much. Drop. One more time. Shrug them up. Squeeze, squeeze. Let it go. Another great thing, learning how to let go of what we don't need. Let's roll the shoulders. Now, where most of us are used to rolling shoulders forward, roll them forward, up, and back. And now feel how your shoulder blades are giving you a massage on the back. Do that a few times. And you can even visualize just letting your stress and strain roll off the back, letting it go. And now we'll go the opposite way, rolling up and forward a few times. You may notice one side's different than the other. Often the dominant side, if you're right-handed, will feel different. And now we'll do alternate shoulder rolls, one shoulder forward and the other, and let yourself sway and let the head gently be involved. Keep breathing. Don't worry about getting breathing techniques right or anything else. Just find that easeful sense of being in the body. Opposite alternate shoulder rolls. Go the other way. And coming to center, a little shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Shake it out. And soften the shoulders. Pause. Close your eyes or the gaze downward and just tune into what you're experiencing in the body right now. So in that way, it's a meditation. Meditation is focusing the mind in a place that we choose. Maybe you feel some tingling or just some quality of well-being. Take that in. Good. And now we're going to do some work for our spines. I'm going to go sideways. You can stay where you are. This is just so you can see, hopefully. So we're going to bend the spine back and forth, side to side, and twist. So tilt the pelvis forward, arch the back, lift the head up, soft shoulders. Just be careful your neck feels okay. And then curl the tailbone under, round the back, chin to the chest, round the back. Slowly coming up to straight. I'm going to turn forward. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, bring your right hand to the chair. Support yourself with your right hand. That's it. Nice, Sandra. And just lengthen. If it doesn't feel good to have the elbow straight, have it bent. Otherwise, if it feels good, lengthen it. Feel energized through your fingertips. Next in-breath coming up, both arms. Out-breath the other way. Take a moment. Be sure your left hand's on the chair. Press through the right buttock and lengthen. If the elbow and shoulder don't like this, listen to them. Next in-breath coming up, we're going to twist right, twisting the body to the right, bringing your left hand outside the left leg, that's it, and soften the shoulders. Good, right hand's on the chair. Lengthen the spine up on your in-breath, nice, beautiful. Out-breath, twist a little more to the right. Keep everything as it is now and just turn your head to the left and back to the right. In-breath, both arms come up, reach tall. Other side, right hand outside left thigh, other hand behind. Soften your shoulders, good, lengthen, nice. Lengthen up, gazing over the left shoulder, and then turn your head and look the other way. Turn the head back to the left. Coming back to center, both arms up, and just reach up and down. Let it be stretchy, human taffy. Good. And just bring the back of the hands together and slowly float the arms down. I think we're good. Air traffic control. Feel the air on the hands. And bring your hands to the lap. Soft shoulders, soft jaw, soft belly. Tune into the body. Notice what you feel. Sometimes if something feels a little tight, give it a little movement, and just with the mind, the power of the mind, relax any of those areas. We'll do a little work for the neck next. So if you have any issues, cervical issues, maybe just watch or visualize this. So we're going to lift up, and one thing I want to point out, you can stay lifted up and enjoy some breathing here, is often we learned to do neck rolls, and they're now finding that rolling the head back is crunching the cervical vertebra and that it's not good for neck health. So we won't be doing that. Lengthen up. Soft shoulders. As you keep lifting the heart, drop the chin to the chest. Let the shoulder blades soften down the back now a little more. Let the head perhaps be heavier. Have tiny nods. And notice in the neck, maybe upper back and shoulders. And nod over, keeping the head low, nod over toward the right. And bring that chin down. Let the head be down as low as you can as you nod on the right. That's it. And keeping the chin low, nod over to the left. Good. Coming back to center, inhale, lift the chin parallel to the floor. Turn your head to your right. See how the neck is doing to the left. And coming back to center, pause, soft shoulders. Our shoulders love to get in on everything, so pay attention to them and let them wiggle out of the stress. We don't need them here. Lengthen up. I mean, we look glad they're here, but we don't need their effort. So as you lengthen up, bring your right ear toward the right shoulder. Good. And if you want more sensation, bring the right hand on the left side of the head, soften the right shoulder, and maybe apply a touch of pressure, not much. Bring the hand now behind the left ear, lengthen up more, and draw your elbow down toward the ground, just a little bit. Breathe. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Turn your head one way and the other. And come to center and just soften for a moment. See how that feels. Other side, lengthen up. Left ear to left shoulder. Bring the left hand, wait, let's see. Left ear, left shoulder.
Right hand.
And the right hand, thank you. Opposite hand and on the side of the head, sorry about that. And hand behind the ear, draw the elbow down. Release the hand, coming back to center, and turn the head side to side. Good. And coming back to center, soften the shoulders. Take 3 slow breaths in and out through the nose. Watch the waves of breath as they come in and they go out. Good. So let's do something for ankles and wrists. We'll start by, if it's okay for you to cross your legs, some people have had hip issues, it may not be okay. For that audience member, you can draw the leg up and do the twirling. If you can cross your legs, cross the right over the left, lengthen up, and you can have your hands, just like you're sitting at a dinner party, hello. And flex and point the foot. So good for foot health. We want to keep walking. And circle the foot slowly. Imagine drawing a circle. Feel what's happening in your ankle. Being aware more and more. And circle the foot the other way. Good. And uncross. Does that ankle feel any different? Have a feel. See what it feels like. Relaxed. Music to my ears, that's my goal.
Just think, here I am, could be at my computer, and I could go just like that, or like this.
That's right. That's such a good point, how to bring it into everyday life. Also, if you feel like your head is really very, very active, that's another way to bring yourself into your body, just a simple twirl of the ankle to get out of the head, and it'll slow down the thought processes. Let's cross over or take hold of the other leg if it's not good to cross, or cross, lengthen up, and flex this foot, point. Notice how it feels when you flex and when you point, how it affects the foot, the ankle. Oh, I had a little crack there. And twirl. And twirl the other way. Really feel that motion. Good. And uncross. Balanced, both ankles. Actually, that's a great idea. I forgot to mention at the beginning, feel free to take off your shoes. And if you have like a little tight situation with a belt or something, you may want to loosen it up. But now let's do the hands and wrists. Oh, they do so much for us right now. If you have carpal tunnel or something where you have some really serious issues, wear a brace. Just consider some of this for later, or you can do some of the minimum.
I think also too, the exercise you just showed us with the ankle helps with tightness in the leg.
Very good point. You know, it's so exciting to hear you say that, because you're listening to your body and your body is feeding back this information to you. And when we see, oh, this is helping in my leg, so when my leg's tight, maybe I can do something as simple as twirl the ankle. So you're such a great example of listening to your body. All right, so hands and wrists. Hands up, elbows in, splay the fingers wide and draw them together. Splay them wide and together and wide and together. We're going to go wide again. Consider this like a web, and now a claw. We'll do a beak by bringing the thumb and other fingers together. That's the beak. We'll tuck the thumb, and that's the paw. Web, claw, beak, paw. Web, claw, beak, paw. Web, claw, beak, paw. Web, claw, beak, paw. Shake them out. So besides working our hands and fingers a little bit, it's activating the brain. It's having to think in a new way. And so it's very good for brain health to do that. So it's a twofer. All right, so now we're going to anchor the elbows again, gentle fists, and see if you can synchronize, rotating the wrists in one direction. I know for me, dominant side wants to dominate, so I have to have my other side catch up, go the other way. Good. And shake them out again. And this shaking, if it feels okay, is another great way to get rid of stress. Like you're on the phone and somebody's like, well, that deadline is today, not tomorrow. Okay, let it go out the hands and bring your hands to the lap and just let yourself feel that tingly sensation. These are ways, little ways that add up a lot to feel better in life. So we'll do one more thing for the hands. And again, just be careful. It can be a little stronger because we'll stretch our fingers and you may feel it up in the carpal tunnel area. So take your left hand, right fingers, and stretch them down. And then perhaps you stretch them down more and press the arm, the heel of the hand forward and soften. Check that this is okay. Stretch them down. And maybe the elbow lengthens and soften. One more time. And soften. And just a little hi, a little funny hi. And let it go. Does this arm feel any different? We become more and more attuned and sensitized to our physical being. And then we can take care of it in a different way. Not that you're not already taking care of it, but this is add-ons. All right, other side. Stretching down. See if you want to bring your fingers toward and the other way. And down. And the other way.
Now,
And
Molly,
down. Yes.
is there anything specific that you would like this audience to take away with you, with them?
The first thing I'd say is if something in particular resonated with them, like, oh, that was so good for my hands and wrists, I'll take that. The overarching thing that I recommend, though, is the breath. Everywhere we go, it's with us, fortunately, and it's applicable in so many situations, and nobody has to know that you're doing it.
The breath.
Yes, the breath, the breath. So do we have a couple of more minutes, or are we 2 minutes? Okay, let's sit back in our chair and just for a brief moment, feel the feet, feel the seat. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, letting it go. Feel the back of the chair support you so you can just relax the body. And now we're going to take just one more deep breath. See if you can watch the whole breath as a little mini meditation. Please begin. Neck and throat, ears, jaw, mouth and nose, sinuses relax. Allow the eyes to soften and relax toward the corners. Forehead melting, temples relax. All the facial muscles, scalp and skull relax. Invite the brain to relax now and to send a message of deep healing to every part of your being. Rest here now for this next little while, and I'll call you out in a few moments. And releasing that, open the eyes, take in your surroundings, and thank you so much for inviting me and allowing me to share these techniques of yoga that are thousands of years old.
Thank you so much for having come on my show.
You're welcome.
This is Speak Up. I am Sandra Schulte. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. Goodbye.